Now you're live.
Live here on the internet with Princess Leia.
I feel like almost like covering it with hair so it actually looks like Princess Leia.
That would be funny.
Don't make me build that, Scott.
That would be awesome. Why not? A little imagination.
Because, blue lightning coming off my head, that's not imagination.
No. Well, that's a good point. Hadn't thought of it that way.
I'm going to be putting you on the spot, Scott.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Tomorrow, though. We're going to do sales tomorrow. Can we do that?
Sure. We can do sales any day.
Oh, it's like I could talk about sales all day. And
what's the big deal? Why are we doing that?
Because my daughter has a show at the same time as our funnel. Mom problems.
When, tomorrow or Friday?
On Friday. And I think I got you and Sean what is it called? An online summit, if y'all guys are up for it.
Absolutely.
With a Canadian audience.
Absolutely. I love my friends up north. They're very nice. I have lots of Canadian friends.
They are very nice. There's Sean. Sean, if you were listening, go team go. I've farmed you guys out to a friend of mine doing a summit. I'll be there with you, but
nice. Let's do this.
I committed you without, telling you much.
Awesome. Are you? Oh, so you're not going to be there Friday, then, for Sean's talk? That's fine.
That depends on my children. Sometimes she's good, and I'll take her.
That's such a very nebulous answer. That's great. We need to talk about that, though. Let's chat.
I can be there if that's something we need to do.
Well, we need to chat.
Okay.
So we can either do it there, or if you're going to be in the office, then we could do it at the office after. Or
sounds
Sean wants the summit.
Sean. That's what friends do.
He wants the summit.
Last time I had poor Sean on a summit, I contacted Noah St. John live on Summit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come join us.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
very
how
cool.
fun summits are. But yeah, what can we do for sales tomorrow?
What do we
selling
want to
on
do
social media. Can we do selling on social media? Is that something you can talk about?
Sure.
Do you sell on social media?
Do I sell on social media? I put things out there for certain. Yeah. I mean,
how do you leverage? So I get my my blocks up here, open up on the other screen. How do you use social media to sell?
Well, you have to. Part of it is just giving information. People in this day and age, if you look at the Notre Dame study that was done about selling in general. It says 24% of all salespeople quit after the first attempt, 14% after the second, another 12% after the third, another 14% after the fourth. Why is that? Means 94% quit after 4 attempts. Why is that important? 60% of all sales come in the 5th attempt or after. So what that means.
5th attempt. Whew.
Yeah,
a lot of selling.
Well, so the point is, it's if you think about the parallel on social media, that just means exposure, right?
Yes.
It's numbers.
But some
numbers
of those are like
exposures.
micro exposures, not even direct ones.
No doubt. And so that's why selling isn't overt. Necessarily. It's hey, let me inform you this event is coming up. How many times it's so Sean and I and us, we have this event coming up March 30th, a full day training where we're going to just treat people phenomenally well and learn them what they need to know. Right. But you don't just announce it once and say, that's it. You put out we've done multiple lives on it. You put out things that say that direct people to go to u+1presents.com. You give them multiple ways to respond. So one time is a live, one time is a static post. It was funny because I was actually thinking about that this morning. I need to take some of those pictures and quotes and because there are a lot of I've got a number of major events coming up.
Yes, you do.
And so we need to get the words out. We need to get the word out that these things are coming up, right? And so part of it is also changing the way that all looks, right? You don't do it the same.
Yeah.
So.
I like Sean's comment here. So like Zig did in the beginning, he sold his car, he sold his furniture.
Pretty sure he leased the kids out. Not sure.
No, you have to pay to lease them out. Trust me, that one cost a lot of money.
Could be.
Lots. Look at the sun. So we changed the time, and my normal spot is awfully bright.
Sorry.
I've got like this big.
So now you've got the
white
mass color spot with the blue headphones and the.
You don't like my Crayola artwork?
No, it's cool.
It's so big. Everyone else is like, I'm going to do an 8-inch by 10-inch Crayola artwork with my little hairdryer. I'm like, I think I'll do 6 by 4, 6 foot by 4 feet.
Nice. Got to have a blowtorch to do that, don't you?
Have you ever used a hairdryer? It's kind of like a blowtorch.
You kind of have to have hair to do that, but yes.
I forget y'all guys don't really have to. It's just a different ballgame, right? So I think it's interesting. You were talking about different touches.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But
even looking at here, so like this is the back end of my active campaign. I was building out the sequence of how we would work with our social media deal, right? But since we're onboarding people, one of the nice things about a CRM, like a true CRM, is you can start to, like, I don't want to say program each one of those touches, but even the off-site ones, the manual phone call, the manual letter, you can actually build into your CRM, and it'll send a notification to the person in charge of doing it, or just a reminder, like, hey, you have people who need to, take care of, right? So I'm trying to think. On cold touches, we had 4 possible cold touches.
Well, this is where
5.
Part of this is where we need you to, as we talk about this tomorrow, we need to have it from the digital marketing perspective as well. Yes, it'll be sales, but I think, there's some pretty good formulas out there these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to.
But I definitely like even Active Campaign. Active Campaign has some tricks up its sleeve, right? So one of the reasons we love it, and I know it's a social or viral post, but this kind of goes into those touches, is one of the big reasons I love recommending Active Campaign, especially to the small business owners that are planning to grow, right? Is that if I put them in here, so we send them a business Facebook message, right? That is the plan right there. I can actually create an automation. So as soon as the sales team drags it from this place to this spot, an automation triggers. Now, the automation trigger cannot send the Facebook message, right? That message needs to be personal, right?
Right.
But what it can do is it can put them in an advertisement on Facebook. So they're going to get a very specific advertisement that can support the message that's going out on Facebook that time. When I go ahead and move them over here to LinkedIn, it can take them out of that one ad and put them in a new ad. Same thing all the way down the line. So at any given point, they're getting a message that's appropriate to the moment. I always think that's really cool. It gets complicated. I will say this one's a little weak. I've only got one in the engage stage, and I think engage is really important. However, if you're building ads into these cold stages, you are also engaging them. If you put them onto something like a LinkedIn Sales Navigator has its own what do they call it? Its own CRM, right? You can actually come into LinkedIn here, go to Sales Navigator. You know what? I can go find you. I'm going to go find you.
What?
Watch this, Scott Schilling.
That would be me.
I know, right? Oh, wow. There's other people with your name.
Thieves.
Thieves. I can use this save button here, add you to a list. I'm only getting now into the list. It's sad as I've known about this forever and I don't do it. But then when I go back to my homepage, the only people who show up in this particular feed are people who are on my saved list. So people that I want to work with specifically. So you got like David there with his Dagmar post. And so that way you can go engage with them and make those micro touches on LinkedIn really fast.
So what is that page? Is that
right here?
Yeah, Sales Navigator.
That's paid LinkedIn. So you have to pay
paid
like
LinkedIn.
Yeah, $74 a month to get it. My number went back up. LinkedIn has a way of scoring you.
Nice.
From 1 to 100. I'm only at 77.
You're
only known
77?
Yep, I think I've gotten as high as 78 once. And I had a friend who hit 79. And then there's a board member, a mentor and friend of mine, Marcus Murphy. He got his to 83. But he's a freaking board member of LinkedIn. So if he can't hit 100, nobody can.
Yeah, really? What's that all about? That ain't right.
Well, and then you can click on it and you can see what works versus some of the other ones. What are you commenting about, Sean?
He says,
holy
crap, Batman.
Oh.
It's Princess Leia. Batman. It's Princess Leia, not Batman. Come on.
But that's nice. So one of the things that we don't do is we're not really actively sending post over here. So if I sent post, my number would go up. If I was better at interacting with my list right here, my number would go up. It basically rewards the positive behavior, just like Facebook does. So let's go. But this is really nice, and we've been building this out. I've been staying up late, making sure I build this out right. But even down to handling our onboarding, and it helps you find where the holes and the gaps are too. So we decided, to make sure that people were using our onboarding so that we could literally architect in the AHA, like we tell my clients to do. That's what we're trying to do, architect the AHA. We even color-coded everything.
Very nice.
I came back and I determined which ones work, and I even sent it off to Design Pickle so that they would do me a customer value journey, customized to us, but customized to the colors that Active Campaign uses.
Wow.
So then everybody knows. Yeah, the list saved in LinkedIn is awesome. And since we leverage LinkedIn so heavy, it was like a no-brainer, just no-brainer. So posts that go viral. Posts that go viral is really just about posts that grab attention, right? So is it useful? Is it going to make people laugh? Is it like, have you ever seen those like hacks, right?
What do you mean hacks?
Like, 10 hacks that you didn't know about. Like,
you mean like the 101 speaker hacks that we have? That
yeah, but those are more useful. Like those are useful to a very particular set of people, right? But like telling people, explaining to them that every one of their staplers has a thing at the bottom to store staples.
Wow.
Okay, so Sean, the screen that I'm looking at with the onboarding, that is an Active Campaign. If you have the business or professional edition, not the light, but the next step up. It's worth its weight in gold, especially if you have more than one person working on stuff or you're trying to stay on task. It's pretty darn cool.
Right.
I know, right? I almost feel like we should be talking about that.
Well, we could.
We could.
I mean, we talk about whatever
we'll do that then.
Talk about whatever we can talk about.
And that way we can add some sales in here. And so I actually have two. This particular one is for our social media with non-realtors because we want to specialize in realtors as well. So I've got one for realtors only. I've got one for all of them. So I've got one for the 73-point checklist. I could probably push that more. I found that I think the word 73 is a little overwhelming. We have one for double funnel. We even have one for contributors. So if somebody wants to write for our
Yeah.
blog, we send them through one of these so we can keep track of them. I have one for getting media exposure, 22 steps for media exposure. Step by step, hey, this is what you need to do. Hey, do this here, do this here, do this here. Track this. Have we shared it on social? I mean, all the way down to the very end. At the very end, I think I'm actually going to, I have this one doing follow-up, but then I'm not going to get a good number in our metrics for how long it takes us to close a deal. So what I really need to do is once they've paid, start another one that makes sure that there's an additional onboarding sequence that those people are being followed up with correctly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You basically have sequences for everything. It's the same way as people who like work in big companies and they're consultants, right? Or they're, I don't know, really anything. If you work in a large company, you're like, oh, I can do this, right? I do this better than they do. And you go out on your own and you're like, why isn't everything working? Why are the customers pouring in, right? Well, the thing that your company had that you don't, yes, I have a referral link, Sean. Do not buy ActiveCampaign without me.
Yeah, Sean.
But the thing they don't realize is there's a ton of systems in a large business. There's a book this big that tells you how to run the company, at least that big, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There might be a book for every single position in the company.
Well, there should be, actually.
There should be.
Yeah.
And if something changes, now the only thing that's not good about that is it's not agile, right? So you have to be able to keep that list agile so that you can change. I need to learn how to use this. So does this tie into Kyvio or another platform?
Yeah.
The nice thing about ActiveCampaign is it ties in with everything. Let me see if I can go over here.
Yeah, that's actually why we don't use the Kyvio CRM, is because we're kicking it into ActiveCampaign CRM. We just haven't had enough activity. We've got an ActiveCampaign account as well. We just don't have enough haven't produced enough activity at this point.
Let's see. I always have a hard time finding apps and integrations. So Kyvio, I think their email is really great if you're an affiliate marketer. Affiliate marketers, like I didn't even realize, like I had seen a couple of my affiliate marketer clients and like consulting clients, coaching clients. They were like about links, like you can't share links on Facebook. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a link. How does link or Facebook stop you from sharing a link? And sure enough, I asked a friend of mine, because Rayanne actually asked me if this one deal was something worth buying. So I was like, yeah, sure, but don't buy it from there. Let me get the link from my friend who will benefit from it, right? And then I can also ask him if it's a good developer, if it's a good salesperson, someone that can be trusted. And I went to share the same link for the sales page with him, and Facebook gave me a warning that said this is against community guidelines, and it won't even let me hit the send button with that link in it. It's crazy. So ActiveCampaign is the same way. You cannot be running an MLM company or an affiliate marketing company if you're using ActiveCampaign. So that's where Kyvio is great. But even Kyvio, the company Kyvio, uses ActiveCampaign. Poorly, I might add, but they do. I get the emails. I'm like, really? You couldn't even change the template a little bit to your Kyvio colors?
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Small things. But man, it's really killer. So here's some of the apps and integrations. It's got everything. So the scheduling. So they don't have, well, Book Luck and Boss, I don't think it's actually listed in here. The book. So it's not listed directly, but it has an API. Anything that doesn't have a direct stuff is done through Zapier. So easy. And Zapier just got a lot better with like multi-line things, so it's great. But the short answer, yes, Sean, it can integrate with everything. I can have it integrate with text messages so that it will automatically send text messages out from me from certain numbers. I can have it have my appointments go there, so all my stuff is there. There's some of the other cool things. QuickBooks Online, you can list it with Stripe. So all your clients from Stripe move over and you can start measuring, a client's worth. At the higher level, at the professional level, you can even start tracking where people came in from. That gets really cool.
Nice.
I mean, there's so many. I haven't even seen some of these in a while. Zapier is the big one. Sales stuff. It brings in all your social media. So it brings in Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. So if I come back here and I go to my contacts, if somebody is using social media, so this one, it pulls up their LinkedIn. So you're talking about those multiple contacts. Even if I'm not pulling in, like I actually have a space somewhere here for their LinkedIn, but I can just click it and it opens his specific LinkedIn address. So this is the owner at Barnes Davis Construction. I can go view him in Sales Navigator and look at this, save him. I can say he's a social media evergreen potential person. So I could either send him a message directly here, or now I can just have those micro touches so he gets used to my name, right? And the bonus of that is, we were, one of my guys that just onboarded, he was cold calling some realtors, right? And I downloaded my LinkedIn list for him to call from. And some of these people I know personally, some I don't. And he was calling one person and he was like, the guy was kind of like pushing back because it's cold call, right? He's like, this sounds really good, but who's holding the workshop? Who's holding the workshop? And my guy was like, oh, it'll be, Jenna Apgar will be speaking. He's like, oh, Jenna, yeah. So it creates that know, like, and trust before they've even done it. So now it doesn't feel like such a cold call, right? Nobody likes cold calling for real. So we'll work on here. So how do you build a sequence?
How do you build a sequence?
So I'm actually going to go over the strategy of how to build a sequence first. So we did it directly tied to, and let me see if I can build that up, that customer value journey that we usually do on Mondays.
Right.
Oh man, there's one journey. That's a PDF. I want PDFs. Where's my PDFs? Customer journey. I've got preschool. Here we go. Customer value journey, common. I know. I'm trying to see if I can pull that up in. A page up here so I can see it and easily reference it on the internet. Sometimes it'll do that, like with pictures, I can open them up on the internet by just dragging and dropping them. I think it worked. Can you see it?
Can I see it?
Yes. Does it say customer value journey up there? It does. Yay.
My system's clogged. Yes, look at it.
Yeah. All right. So something that we would do down here. So how would we make somebody aware we exist, right? So you have in-person networking. We have cold postcards here, SEO long blog articles. So something like SEO, I'm not going to put in the journey necessarily, but like I can track if somebody already on my list or in my system hits a page on my website, I can actually have them automatically move somewhere. So I can put an active campaign pixel, just like a Facebook pixel or a Google tracking pixel, the analytics one. I actually put that on my pages. So let's say the cold leads to pursue. Hey, you know what? I may not get to those leads yet. Let's say I'm doing 10 a day, or maybe I did 50 one day, but I didn't have time to get to all the leads that I'm working with. So these are completely cold. They have not opted into a list or anything. So if I don't get to them immediately, I don't feel bad about it, right? But I could add another one right here where let's say I had a Facebook going out to a cold audience, or let's say as soon as they hit that cold lead to pursue, they automatically went into Facebook ad, right? So now I have a Facebook ad that is also working on awareness. And on Engage, I have a specific blog post. So that Facebook ad automatically goes to a blog post, right? As soon as they hit and that pixel picks them up, it can automatically move them to another one.
Nice.
So, I mean, I could even add, let's say, I'm not sure how far I would want to bump them. I really don't want them to go over this side. But I could say add new stage. This would be on the engagement. I think I made engagement green, dark green. Hit page on the website. The only thing about ActiveCampaign is sometimes I don't know where my new stages go. Just like drops them in somewhere random. Is that it?
But the good news is they're color coded.
There you go. Yeah.
So you can drop and drag elsewhere.
Yeah. So I'm going to put
Very cool.
Wait, it moved on me. See? I didn't actually get it. I thought I did. Went all the way back to the back. Yeah, sometimes moving these are a big pain. I think it's a little better in Chrome, but I tend to work in Safari. I probably should get out of that habit. There we go.
Probably.
Oh, I did it again. It doesn't like that space. I think this is one of the biggest complaints I get about ActiveCampaign with my clients. There's the one. Huh, where'd it go? I want it there. Now that I've decided I want it, I want it.
That's pretty funny.
Well, I think that's a nice one to have included. It requires me building an automation. All right, I don't care where it goes, just go somewhere over here. It's not doing it. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it right now, but you get the point, right?
Yes. So Jenna Apgar, that cool stuff with color-coded categories is only the professional level?
No, it's business level too.
No, it's business level too, Rayanne.
Yeah. Oh, I see. She's at. So this is at the business level. It's called the deal structure. It's over here. It's the dollar sign. Money, 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 dollar sign, dollar bill, yo.
Got it.
I tell you what. I'm just going to delete you so I don't get upset over this. I'll deal with you later on Chrome. I'll deal with it later on Chrome. So we have a whole lead presume. Filmed a video. Whatever. So we've used this one before, and it was just fantastical. We didn't use this specific company. We're using it now, but I'm hoping this will make the process a lot faster. In theory, I would like my guys to be able to get through 50 of these a day, especially when they start out. But you can use this company. Oh, it just logged me in over here. I'm going to go ahead and log out so you can see it.
Sean comments and says, does anyone else feel like they need to attend a $139 workshop Jenna is having to teach all this? Just saying, I don't know any of this, could be a lot more. There's no event schedule, just throwing it out there.
Oh, dear goodness. We could do, even ActiveCampaign doesn't provide enough training. You could go on forever. But here's this company called Dub, right?
Right.
I guess it's a request and invite.
Dub, we did or you did a review on Dub, didn't you?
I did. I was trying to look for pricing for other people. Here we go. So you can get started for free. Here we go.
And what
no
is
contacts.
What is Dub's claim to fame?
You can record a video. You can either upload it, record it through their software, make it absolutely personal to somebody, right? And send them a personal message fast. The other thing you can do as I'm going to guess,
Sean has Dub.
I bet he does.
Sean's got every software known to man.
You don't know why he bought it. He just bought it.
Between the two of you, you have every software ever
Well, because
created.
we go buy everything on AppSumo. We don't know why we buy it. We just buy it. We're like, oh, it could work.
There
right?
was an AppSumo life deal. Sumo
Yeah.
life deal.
Mm-hmm. And so we'll go buy it there because it costs what, $9 more. And if you bought 2 of them for $100, you got like the good plan. But you can go in there, and when you're on Chrome, it will also integrate with LinkedIn and Facebook and different other aspects. So while you're in LinkedIn,
While you're in Dub, while you're in LinkedIn.
but while you're in
Kidding.
LinkedIn, apparently I don't even know my own address here. So maybe LinkedIn. I don't know. No, that's not it. Okay. But anyways, while you're in there, it will actually, when you're in Chrome, it'll show you a little Dub sign in the middle of your messaging. So you can just hit that, record a quick video that's personal. And even on the video, you can have Dub program it to say, "Hi, Sarah," a message just for Sarah at Keller Williams. And you can embed that in LinkedIn, you can embed it in email, you can embed it in a website. So you can either, and then it has its own tiny landing pages. So not landing pages like I build, but it's just a tiny little video landing page. So when they click on it, like it'll play automatically in LinkedIn, but like for email, it takes you to a landing page. And on that landing page, you can put your call to action on it, and it tracks everything, absolutely everything. So leveraging something like that, we have them filming a video. So I could even be more specific here. Film video with Dub.
That's very specific.
It is. Customized video with Dub. Oh, that makes it 2-line. Video on. There we go. I like specific. That way I don't have to tell people what to do a million times.
Yeah.
Okay, my button's in a weird corner. There we go. Why isn't it saving? Oh, so it already got it. Okay, so from there, what do I want to do? So actually, somehow phone call jumped over here. This was what we were debating. So since we're offering social media on Facebook, I decided the best place to send it was a business page on social media.
Makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, right? Then the next one, and this was all up to debate, do you email them, call them, or send a LinkedIn message? So part of me, I think LinkedIn would be next, and then an email, and then a phone call. Okay. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's cold.
How are you going to warm it up? I mean, you're relying now on multiple. Even though you're covering all areas of social media, will the recipient be on all areas of social media, number one?
Not necessarily.
Exactly.
That's why hitting them all up.
Well, and so help me. They're coming into your social media page, so they're no longer exactly cold.
So this particular one, these could be cold. They could be taken from my LinkedIn list. I may or may not know them. Right. A lot of that is just in mass. Let's put a bunch of people in there so we can move them down the line. Obviously, this is why it's nice to have a human hand, right? To come in here. So let's see if I can find someone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So then they've made a response to your social media page.
They may or may not have at this point.
So how do they get into that green category there?
This is cold.
Right.
So this
that's cold.
This is people moving it. So let's say.
Right. When they move from the salmon to the green, that's the indication going from cold to not cold.
So red, when I looked at, this is awareness. This is initial awareness. This is just us on the back end. So when you pick out colors on Active Campaign,
right.
This is the only grouping you have to choose from.
I'm not disputing the color. I'm trying to.
No, but what I'm saying, so I'm trying to understand our color methodology. There's more than 8 here, right? So I took out red, black, and yellow, and I used the other colors for the 8 stages of awareness. So red is on the front end, things that we need to do to get a lead ready and do our stuff on our side. Black is the stuff our side throughout the other sides on the back end. So over here, creating a Google Drive for a client file. So that's completely a process, right? That has nothing to do with a stage. That's just internal stuff we need to do. So I think that's the only one I have right now. But it's something that needs to be done to make sure that they're onboarded and we can tell them, hey, here's where your images are being stored out, right? So red is just, we're just getting them ready. That's it.
Right. So they're still cold. They're cold.
This is still cold here.
You are allowing a warming process to go on.
Yes.
You are working to make a contact with them.
Yes. So this is the cold color right here, this light green. Obviously, I would hope that by the phone call, they start to warm up. This landing on the free social page, that's the first time I consider them that we're actively engaging them. But that's why I said it's really great about ActiveCampaign is I can put them automatically into a Facebook ad while they're in this cold stage. You lost me with the colors. You lost me, Jetta. Yeah, I did. But in these colors, that's the awareness stage. But I can automate a Facebook ad while they're in the cold stage to help start engaging them.
Well, so you asked me the question, what do I think of this? As close to them changing from cold to something else, I would encourage a call, because at least even a call that's just left as a voicemail is now a personalized contact. It's a different kind of contact.
Where would you put that though? So
well, that's what I'm trying. That's why I was trying to follow this sequencing. It seems like you have 4 potential social media outreaches in a row there.
Well, one is email.
Okay, 3 social media and 1 email.
Okay.
Is that what you have?
Well, I have Facebook business page, a LinkedIn message, that's 2 social, email, phone call, and then I did have an option for send personal Facebook message, but that can be, that's almost like more invasive than texting somebody. Yeah, and that only works if you're connected.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, I think the thing is, hey, just, again, it's when you can have a not a face-to-face, a voice-to-voice communication, it's always, it's now part of the relationship building mechanism. And, if it's about relationships, you're going to want to get there as soon as you can get there. So that first trigger or that first indication that they're open to listen is kind of what I was looking for, right?
I could see that. But sometimes,
what's that spot where they're open to listen?
A phone call can be, especially like when we were testing it last week with realtors, they're so used to, and I feel bad for them in this way, they're so used to being taken advantage of that they don't do well with it.
They don't do
Does that make
well
sense?
with
So you
what?
call them, they don't do well with cold calling. So when you call them and you try to talk to them, it doesn't necessarily go well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But at the same time, if you change what you're saying in your cold call.
All righty. What do you say in your cold call?
Well,
we were inviting them to a free training event.
Well, it's so you're making an invitation to a cold person.
Mm-hmm.
I would invite them to indicate that they're a warm person first. And then once warm, I would make the invitation to the event. In other words, I would 2-step that. Just want to let you know that we specialize in training realtors. We've got some upcoming events. If those are, in other words, create curiosity first. We've got some upcoming events. If that sounds of interest to you, you can see it here, where there's, again, that's more on the messaging side, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, if you and I actually, if I reached you on the phone, I'd say, hi, this is Scott with Warfare Marketing, and just wanted to introduce myself and get to know you a little bit. Understand you're an amazing realtor, whatever, and start a conversation and then learn what you can learn about them. It's premature to invite them to somebody because now you're kind of shotgunning. It's like, I don't know whether you're interested or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to,
I'm trying to imagine myself fielding a phone call and somebody's like, I'd just like to learn more about you.
well, Jenna, it's really important that we get to know the people that we do business with and don't know whether we will or won't or can or can't. But the only way we're going to know is to let you know what we have available. We specialize in training realtors and generating leads for them. If that sounds to be of interest, please, return this call, or please go to this site, or please do that as a right. It depends on when you're leaving a message or talking. But say, hey, Jen, a friend suggested that you were just an absolutely amazing realtor. Congratulations on your success. And if I don't say anything at that point, you're going to say something. Because the silence is going to become uncomfortable for you. So you say, well, thank you so much. And then you'll say, who told you I was awesome? Or you'll say something, right?
Yeah.
Now you can say with all humility, just want to let you know the reason for the call is pretty simple. We have a long-standing, proven track record of helping realtors get more leads and list more houses, and don't know that that's of interest to you. But if it is, we have an event coming up in the near future. Does that sound like something you'd like to learn more about? Then they either say yes or no, and you go from there, right? So again, I think part of it is just having a conversation. I mean, I talked to a friend this morning that I hadn't talked to in probably a year. And I mean, he was heading to the airport to fly off to the NCAA tournament. He's a high-end guy. And I said, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I said, I was just sitting in a little quiet time this morning, being very introspective and going, who do I know that may know something about this or how to help this? And then I just kind of sat and was quiet, and your name showed up. And he goes, well, I'm glad my name showed up. It's great to talk to you, da, 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 da. And I said, so can I ask you what I was thinking about? And he said, of course you can. So I asked him, and he said, well, no, my contacts are gone there, da, 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 da. And I said, I totally get that. I know it's kind of a long shot. You understand, you just have a conversation with people. You don't, if it goes in the direction you want it to, great, you follow that. If it goes the other direction, you just thank them and be gracious. And I said, and at one point I even said, here's what I knew. Even if you didn't know anybody that would help with this question, I know you and I always have wonderful conversations. And he said, yeah, that's not why you called anyway. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, no, you and I are supposed to talk about something totally different. I said, really? What are we supposed to talk about? He goes, well, I think you know. And I said, well, I thought I called you for what I knew. And he goes, no, because I asked, hey, when I call Scott later, what are we going to talk about? And it wasn't what we talked. So, I mean, it's one of the, right? But it's two friends who are trying to serve each other. Right. And so again, I think that's what comes down in these situations is how do you serve each other? And I think the assumption that just because I'm a realtor and you have my phone number and you called me does not mean I either have application for what you do or I even understand that I have application for what you did. So take the first time to, I know I've called kind of unannounced, and I just want you to know that we specialize in helping realtors generate more leads and get more listings. Would learning more about that be of interest to you? Right? It's called a script, in essence.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, when you try to script that out, the conversation can go lots of different ways.
That's why you got to work it. You know, I mean, I think it's fascinating that people will spend all this time reading all these books, doing all this stuff, and they won't practice the art of conversation. They won't practice what really works.
No, I got that. I do. So like, even I've learned me hopping on the phone is way different than me training and getting my guys on the phone.
Well, there's a different,
and that just comes down to experience.
Part of it. Yeah, it's a certainty level.
Yeah. Okay, so here they actually finished, Design Pickle finished with my new one. So I color coded. So I ran this, you were asking about, you said I lost you with colors. This is the colors. So I coordinated them with the thing that we've been working on, so that when people are specifically using ActiveCampaign, they can intentionally architect the system to match where they are in that journey, so that even visually they know where they are. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
But yeah, definitely having the guys on the phone, it's just, we're also pulling from feedback here. One of the things I also noticed was the guys were calling from cell phones. One guy had a 214 number and one had a number from Anna, Texas that was like 303 or something. The guy with the 214 number, his phone calls got answered almost every single time, versus the guy calling with the unknown area code.
Right.
Hardly nobody picked up.
Right.
So something as simple as, I know, calling from the phone. So I think one of these on here, oops, I don't dislike starting with the Facebook, just because we're working on Facebook. To me, that one makes sense. But I mean, I like the idea of having a phone call in there. And I feel like there's a good opening that says that, hey, we sent you an opportunity in your Facebook. I was just following up to see if you got it.
Exactly. That's, you know.
I mean, can it be that simple? Like,
yes.
Hey, I sent you a message on Facebook business page.
There is not. So a buddy of mine, hey, I sent him a text the other day. It said, just want to let you know, I just sent you an email to your Gmail account. Just wanted to make sure you got it.
So I'm going to add this. I'm going to change this to send, call, follow up email. So even if that person doesn't answer in the email, we can make it specifically to, hey, I called you and sent you a Facebook message.
Right.
I'll take that. LinkedIn message, because if we're not getting them the other ways, some people are more active on LinkedIn. I don't love this one.
Which one?
I'm not sending a personal Facebook message. I do like dropping by the office if possible. And then I think I want something else here where if they don't move forward, that we can put them in like an engagement sequence or something, even if it's just plain text emails or something. Let's see, some people are visual. Now that training that Sean G. Murphy was talking about, each person's business needs to understand the color code process to help streamline their business process within the CDJ. Exactly. But this also just makes you hit each stage. So this blue one, this one's like, I feel like this is the easy one, right? They actually took the action that we want them to do, and they signed up for the first stage. So we actually went with a 2-step one. where we wanted people to, we want to get the lead, their information, right? But if you
Right.
notice, there's a lot of people here, but they didn't take the next step, which I consider signing up for an actual appointment as a conversion, where they schedule the onboarding. So this is automated because when they put the lead in on that Kydio landing page, they're going to go and get that. So that is info@social. A free week. So they hit this, and when they put their information here, Jenna.
Right.
Oh, let me put the word test in there. Easier to find me. www.not.com 444-555-6677. And I click that button. There's an automation that automatically, when they do that, puts them in here, right here. So that might actually take a moment.
Thank you for your purchase on that page?
I think I was using this for multiple ones, and I was just trying to get something up, but I definitely need to say thank you for your interest.
Yes.
Instead, I'm not going to edit that right this moment, but yes, I definitely need to go through and streamline. But as that relates here, when they come out and they film, and actually Rayanne pointed out an issue over here, but it looks like it's fixed now. No, it can't be fixed because it's offering 9 a.m. But they can come up here and immediately, so this is Thursday, Friday, they can set a time, come in here, Jenna, let me do the other one, Jenna test. So I do find it a little annoying they have to do it twice, but 2 different systems. That's me. And I hit schedule. Your booking has been placed. You can add it to the calendar right on the same page. I could have the option of sending them to a next page, but I'm not going to sell them, right? That would be really stupid to take them from this EPO to try to get them to buy immediately, in my opinion, for this kind of product. Not everybody's, but both of those stages are here in Convert. So this is the actual scheduling.
Hey, I'm just down here.
Right.
I got other stuff going. But when you move over here, we also had
just turned on. Auto turn on.
Auto turn on. These are 2 people who got left. So we've scheduled, Alejandro showed up. I did him the other day. These 2 people did not show up. So you can see they don't have all the same level of information, whereas I have a phone number here. That was the nice part about adding that actual appointment, is we started asking for people's phone numbers, both for webinars and this, and people are actually giving us their phone numbers. They're real ones.
Nice.
Because we're telling them we're going to send them text messages to follow up. So both Book Like a Boss and our webinar software, Webinar Jam and EverWebinar, they both work with Twilio. Well, Book Like a Boss has its own program, but they will send out, it's not from my phone number, but it does send out a text message that says, hey, don't forget your appointment in 15 minutes. Don't forget your webinar in 15 minutes. So the show up rate, I think, probably increased by 50 times. Not 50 times, 50%.
Yeah.
But it might even be even more than that. So they get left here, like these 2 people didn't show up, and I'm going to not show my disdain for that, right? This guy showed up. As soon as they hit this, they got put into an automatic email sequence because at this point they onboarded, right? But somebody pointed out, hey, that's a lot of training you're spouting out. Can you take another hour of your time to do it for my receptionist? No. You know what I can do? I'll create an email sequence for you, and it will be included in the email sequence with videos and everything in the order they need it, with just little bitty 5 to 10 minute pieces at a time, right?
Well, I mean,
so that's what they did.
That's a great piece, though, is if you would record this one time and have videos.
And then we got to add some more excitement. So like when I was filming the videos, you put yourself in that kind of like weird fun stage, right? So on Monday, and I'm shooting the video, and I feel like so stupid, but I'm like, yay, your post went out, like having a little fun. And like, I can't do that for everybody. I don't have the energy to do it, right? But I can do that one time in a recording, and I can take them step by step how they can best utilize these social media posts, right? Then I have a spot that's for they did not sign up or they didn't show up for the Zoom call. So I don't have a sequence here yet, but when I drag and drop, I create one and I drag and drop these guys, I can put their appointment information. I can have that carried into ActiveCampaign from Book Like a Boss because it's integrated. And I can, the email can say, hey guys, y'all missed your appointment. I kind of understand, but my time is important. I'll give you one more chance to reschedule and let's do this. Just, please make sure you sign up, but then I can have some follow-up sequence that is, purely informational. I can make it to be where if they reschedule, they get taken out, right? So they don't keep getting emails. Mm-hmm. But I can also just send out information and other opportunities. Like maybe they were a little worried about having to see me in person or afraid of a sales pitch or something like that. But I can send them blog posts. Like obviously I know they're interested in social media management. I can send them to the webinar, how we built 365 posts in one day. So maybe they just want to do it on their own, right? Or maybe they hop on there and instead of trying to sell a workshop, which I think kind of fell flat, I can turn around and say, hey, this was a lot of information and maybe you don't need to be doing your own social media.
Right.
Why don't let me pitch you on letting us do it? And if you're ready to have us do it, then hop on over. Or, hey, just try a free week. And hey, if you go sign up for your free week now, we'll, give you a $500 discount and we'll hold your spot for that discount if you decide to sign up at the end of the week. Or, hey, we'll give you this bonus if you do it now. Like it all depends on how much you want it. But you can start adding a different way. Maybe this sequence wasn't the right thing for that person, right?
Right.
That's with this another engagement. They fell off the map. They were going through chugga, and they got to this convert stage and it didn't work out. So you just backtrack and you come back down to engagement. That's why I love this particular, the customer value journey, is it has backwards directions.
Yeah.
Even right up here, getting them in this little circle right here is a great thing.
Yep.
Get them to buy something, get them to tell you something great about it, excite them again, have them buy something again, talk great about it, excite them again. You can just put them in a loop, right? And that's how you make more money. Let's see. And then, like I said, we actually put processes in here so that I can sit there and follow and say, these people need Google Drives, right? This person needs this is the excite phase, right? Architecting that excite phase into your sequence, making sure their Monday post out, their Tuesday post, their Wednesday post, their Thursday post.
Yep.
On Friday, I want more engagement, right? You're exciting them. I'm still going to take them back over here and go through this loop again because I know I have a more expensive product. It's $2,500 essentially, right? On Friday, so into that excitement, I made a video on Tuesday's video. I teach them how to tell their own story. And then I tell them I want them to take an action. I want you to write your story in the comment below this video, right? And by the way, if you do it, I will include it in your Friday post. The Friday is a video. It's a customized video for each person who goes through and gets our free social media. So even if they buy nothing else, they get a free video and they get 3 to 4 customized images, right? So I know the Friday is the one everyone likes. They see that video. No one else can do videos like that. Not at this price, right? So we're following that Friday post up. Actually, right. It should be right here with a phone call. I want one of my guys, I want one of my account managers calling them saying, just see the video.
Yep.
Right? And that is their first opportunity to see if maybe continuing on before they stop, because they still got 2 posts that are going to go out for free. If we can go ahead and get them signed on that day. We can even offer another bonus, like, hey, if you sign up today, we'll have you in the office and we'll do a full day of training. Right? Something, right? Still got the post going out for the excite phase. And then I haven't ironed out the rest of the details. This is what I'm working on this weekend, right? How do we move them in with respect to the client? Like what you would say, honoring them, right?
That's right.
How do we honor them, but also make them an offer? We've helped them out all week. Happy to hear opinions, though maybe not today. We'll talk tomorrow, right? I'll leave that on, right? Well, Dagmar invited me to something that starts at 10, so I've got to go there, and I know I'm going to be 30 minutes late, but she wanted me to go anyway.
So she's not going to the other event today, would be my guess?
No, she's going to a different event today.
Okay.
Make sure it's today. Now I might got to go back forth. See you tomorrow. So I'm driving out there today. But making sure that we make them that offer, right? We've gone through all that time down here. making them a great offer, there's Dagmar now, but make them that offer. Give her a moment. So make them that offer, and then making sure that we program in getting them to get a testimonial. So even if they never purchase, I still want them to talk about it. But we've also kind of programmed that into the onboarding. And this was like pure by accident when we figured out, because Monday is always going to have issues. We actually hosted the videos, instead of doing YouTube, we hosted them on Facebook, since we're doing Facebook posts for them. And so people commented below. I was like, heck, I'm going to start posting the posts that we do in the Monday post. So when people comment how much they love their post, that becomes social proof. That becomes advocate.
Yeah.
Right there even. And
Nice.
the next one is just get those people to shout it out from the rooftops that we have, that we're doing this. So you can actually build the entire customer value journey into your deal structure on ActiveCampaign.
Very nice. Well done.
Any questions?
No, I like it.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap off. That is Dagmar going, where are you?
Not there.
Not there.
I skipped an early morning meeting to make sure I was here.
Right. All right. We will wrap that up.
And we will see everybody tomorrow on Double Funnel TV.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Bye there, Scott. Bye, everybody.
Bye.